Have you ever wondered why some people never let themselves be held back by other toxic people? Well, here's a story that will allow you to get it too. Stay to the end, because there you will see the most important key to get rid of these toxic people. But first, hit the subscribe button to receive more tips to change your life quickly. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful village near a peaceful river. In that village lived a young, pious, and gullible boy named Anthony. He was the only son of his parents, so gullible that even a 10-year-old could fool him. Anthony had big dreams and aspirations in his life, and he was fully determined to achieve them, no matter what obstacles came his way. He was prepared to face them. However, his life was filled with many toxic people who did not want Anthony to progress or achieve anything in his life. Anthony soon realized that there were people in his life who were constantly discouraging him and preventing him from achieving what he had always wanted. These were the toxic people who constantly criticized, belittled, and discouraged him. Most of these toxic people were none other than his friends, relatives, and neighbors who always envied him. At first, Anthony tried to ignore these toxic people and continued to pursue his dreams. But over time, their negativity began to affect his confidence and motivation. He began to doubt himself and his abilities as these toxic people dragged him down. He knew he had to do something about it. One day, Anthony made up his mind to confront the toxic people in his life. He explained to them how their negativity and negative comments were affecting him and that he could no longer tolerate it. Some of them apologized, while others continued to be toxic. Anthony realized that moving away from toxic people was not easy for him, but it was necessary for his well-being and success. From that day on, Anthony made a conscious effort to surround himself with supportive and positive people who could motivate and inspire him on his journey. One day, as Anthony was sitting under a large tree near the beautiful pond in his village, some of his negative friends, who had been very successful in their lives, approached him and began to ask him what he planned to do in the near future and what he had accomplished in his life up to that point. At the time, Anthony could not say anything to them, but he knew in his heart that those friends were actually people who wished him ill, disguised as friends. Therefore, he did not tell them anything about his future plans. But at some point, he had hurt Anthony's feelings, who was becoming ambiguous about his dreams and aspirations. Disturbed by all this, Anthony thought of approaching a wise old Buddhist monk for guidance and support. The monk could help him navigate the ocean of life. One of his very good friends had told him that the Buddhist monk used to reside peacefully with his disciples in his monastery, nestled among the high and wide valleys. The wise old Buddhist monk was famous for his guidance, profound wisdom, and deep knowledge. After traveling the arduous road to the monastery, Anthony finally arrived there. Once there, Anthony saw that the Buddhist monk had already taken care of solving the problems and sufferings of people troubled by life. Anthony bowed respectfully to the monk and sat down. When Anthony's turn came, he told the monk everything that had happened. He said to the monk, "Sir, people make fun of me, put me down, belittle me, and disrespect me whenever and wherever they find an opportunity." At first, the monk kept listening to all this, and then he smiled kindly and said, "Anthony, people are beginning to feel jealous of you. They begin to look down on you and speak ill of you when they find you better than them, when they see that you are ahead of them in life. You should be glad that people are envious of you and say bad things to you. This shows that somewhere you are ahead of these people in the race of life." At this, Anthony said, "Lord, however, please teach me and guide me on how I can avoid and handle these peace-disturbing people in my life." At this, the monk said to Anthony, "My son, many people face the problem of toxic people in their life. Toxic people are those who are negative, rude, mean, or dishonest. They try to bring others down or hurt them with their words and actions. They create a lot of stress and unhappiness in the lives of others. That's why today I'm going to tell you the 3 best ways to get toxic people out of your life and live a peaceful life. If you are liking the video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any life-changing tips. The first best way to keep bad and toxic people out of your life is to never give them your attention. At first, these people will hurt you with their negative words and actions, and then they will ask you if they hurt you. Therefore, if you really want to live a peaceful life where there should be no toxic elements and negativity, then you have to put all your attention on what you want to do in your life, and don't let anything distract you from doing it. Just focus on what is important to you and what you have control over. Anthony, when we are focused on our work and our priorities, we don't have time to see all the drama around us. We don't have time to notice the mistakes of others. Wherever you go, you are sure to find toxic people who will always try to bring you down to their level. After teaching Anthony the first lesson, the monk began to tell him the second best way to handle toxic people and people we don't like. Anthony, whenever you find toxic people around you, do not respond to them. This is the best response we can give them. Just stay engaged in what is best for you, what is best for your present and future. The more you pay attention to what these people say, the more you will annoy yourself, the more you will break inside. That's why you have to make yourself strong inside and out, so that whenever you cross paths with a bad person, you are prepared for it. They were always toxic before you, and they will be toxic after you. You don't have to make room for people who cause you pain or suffering, or who make you feel small. You don't have to make any room for people who make you feel bad, who make you feel broken inside, who always try to belittle your feelings, and who always dislike and disrespect you and your emotions. Anthony, you are good to them until you work for them, and as soon as you stop working for them, they won't remember what you did for them. All they will remember is what you didn't do for them. These people use innocent people to do their work, and when they are done, they don't even ask them about their welfare. Let's say these people are mean and selfish from the start. So try to stay away from these toxic people as much as possible, because these people themselves are negative energy, and they also affect other people with their negative energy and actions. Saying all this and giving 3 valuable lessons to Anthony on how to deal with toxic people in life, the monk closed his divine eyes and began to meditate again. Anthony stood up and thanked the monk for imparting these 3 valuable teachings on toxic people, for his guidance and spiritual support. After bowing respectfully to the monk, Anthony returned from there. Now, whenever Anthony encountered any negative people or toxic people in his village or anywhere else, he never responded to them, nor did he think about what those negative elements said about him, good or bad. Little by little, by taking control of his relationships and surrounding himself with positivity, Anthony was able to overcome the obstacles that stood in his way and reach the goals he always wanted to achieve. If you want to know how to never be affected by what people say about you, click on the video you see on the screen, and not to miss any tips to change your life, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.